Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for the podcast that pulls back the curtain, that dissects the strikes, the submissions, and the controversial decisions. We're coming to you live from the Empty the Bench Network. We are diving deep into the world of mixed martial arts. Get ready for the unfiltered takes, the expert analysis, and the raw, unadulterated passion for the fight game. These are your hosts, two of the most knowledgeable voices in the sport. The one, the only, Zain Bando, and the undisputed, the always insightful, Jack Gold. This is the MMA Outsiders.
What's up, everyone? We are live. This is another edition of the MMA Outsiders. I'm Zain Bando. He's Jack Gold. Jack, it's Thursday afternoon. It's the beginning of March. How are we doing?
Doing good. I just got back from getting my 100,000-mile car maintenance. Got my pockets ran by Toyota, let me tell you. But sitting here ready to go.
I can only imagine.
Sitting here ready for this weekend.
Yeah, it should be a good weekend for sure. Before we get into anything, though, we do have a few particulars to get out of the way. Please be sure to like, follow, comment, and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. In order to do so, go to youtube.com/EDP Network. My name is Zain Bando. I'm a staff writer over at MMAKnockout.com, which is part of the On Sports Illustrated umbrella. I can doing his thing with all of his social medias. Anything new or exciting coming up or so in the next month or so before your moves take effect? I usually hear about a new update from you almost every single week. What is the latest going on in your world and just everything that I guess pertains to you, given that we're sort of on two different sides of the spectrum? I cover combat sports, but I also covered other sports, and we focus on fighting. So where are you at just in regards to your journey and just everything that you've going on?
No updates this week, just following other sports right now, following the NFL. My Shayla DJ Moore got traded this morning.
I know. You'll probably end up seeing that. You'll probably see me talk about that on a new edition of Bando's Blitz, which drops this weekend. And speaking of my shows, you'll be able to catch episode 80 of Bando's Breakdowns, which actually drops 24 hours from right now, so you won't want to miss it, and you'll get the audio-only version at midnight Eastern tonight. So just a shameless little plug there as well. So
nice. No, yeah, it's good weekend of fights. Can't wait.
Yeah, and wait either. Just one other quick reminder too: you can listen to the old archive of the MMA Outsiders regular podcast. None of these are audio only now that it's a live stream only show. But if you want to hear the OG days of the show, which is August of 2022 until mid 2025, and you want to hear my, I guess, babyface version when I didn't know what I was doing on this thing 3 to 4 years ago, you can go and do that and listen to all my horrible takes there, or you can watch the modern day version of me. It really sort of depends on whatever floats your boat. So I didn't expect that we would be starting out with this, but I would be an idiot if we didn't start out with this. It's the first time this year we've had to use this, but we had a bit of breaking news. It looks like Tom Aspinall has decided to advise Eddie Hearn as he moves forward in his very tumultuous UFC career. His news is just broken within the last maybe hour and a half. Tom Aspinall recently put out a YouTube video, which I haven't fully finished watching. Might be good. I had to give my opinion, but because I'm just seeing you for the very first time and this news is so new, what are your way too early reactions to this, and what do you think this all means?
Share the screen. How about?
Oh, sure.
Good for Tom. Good for Tom. I like the move for him. If the UFC and him are going to be arguing and bitching at each other for the next year with the last 6 months, who knows what's going on with heavyweight? It seems like they're just disregarding him and his eyes and whatnot. Good for Tom. If Eddie can get him another UFC fight, another title, get him back going, I'm happy with it. And I think this sets up Tom where, let's say the UFC does strip him. Let's say they do cut him. He signed with Matchroom, one of the biggest boxing organizations or the biggest boxing management companies in the world. He's got an instant in, and I can guarantee you Eddie Hearn is paying him a good penny, would pay him a good penny to do so. And even more so on that, I think it's a lot likely. Shout out, by the way, Straight Left MMA, the dog. Alex versus Jones, very possible with this news coming up. And on top of that, there's very possible versus Alex versus Gane. And I think it's even more possible now, Tom versus Francis Ngannou, both in boxing. I think there's a lot of interesting options here for Tom Aspinall.
Well, to kind of clarify everything you just said, and while all of those seem like interesting possibilities, Eddie Hearn did clarify whether you want to believe this part of the deal or not. Eddie Hearn did clarify, to Ariel Helwani of Uncrowned Combat, that this deal would simply be a managerial deal and not a promotional deal. I don't fully buy that. That's probably where he's going to end up going after he fights out his UFC contract.
It's gotta be a managerial deal only for now, at least, because he's under contract with the UFC. He can't just go sign a different contract. But what this does do is, because he signed with Matchroom Management, if his relationship were to sour with the UFC, there's a very linear pathway to making money in boxing.
Oh, 100%. So, yeah, I don't know if it means that he has one fight left on his deal or two, but this is certainly very interesting. As we've seen, there's been a brewing rivalry between Zuffa Boxing and Matchroom. I don't know what this means on the side for Dana. Our community's going crazy over it. More specifically, I don't know how much you read Twitter on the combat sports side as much as I do, but Twitter's been exploding over the last 30 minutes to an hour about this. Everybody has a different opinion, but my opinion is I think this is a very, very smart and calculated move, because whoever his manager was before, which I don't know who he was represented by, I'm more than willing to just fully admit that I don't know that at all. I think it was maybe just his dad and a couple other advisors. So let me just assume that. I think by him getting Eddie Hearn, this shows me that Aspinall is taking this seriously. This is a guy that knows the England fight game, rather not really on the MMA side, more so on the boxing side, but that doesn't mean that it needs to discount that this guy doesn't have connections, because he certainly does. He has connections that Aspinall otherwise would now not have if it wasn't for his guidance, number one. And number two, as we've seen over the past 2, 3, 4 years, since Saudi Arabia kind of swooped its way into the boxing space, that Eddie Hearn has been able to make some of the biggest fights in the sports. Well, what's to say that Eddie Hearn can't make some of the biggest fights with Tom Aspinall? And as he said in so many words, Tom Aspinall needs to take what's his, which is right now only the biggest and best fights possible. And for the first time, maybe since pre-Daniel Cormier, you now have a heavyweight champion that's asking for, well, you can also say Francis Ngannou was in a similar situation too. But my point is it's the first time in a long time where you have an active heavyweight champion asking for leverage, and now he's using more outside help. My big question is going to be, is this going to be a thing where, like a couple years ago when John Jones and Richard Schaefer were in business together, where Schaefer never came out publicly and said what was going on with Jones? I think this is going to be a very different scenario when it comes to Aspinall, and I'm curious to see what Aspinall does from here. He admitted in his YouTube video, which was released within the last 40 minutes or so, 40 minutes to an hour, now that at the time that we're doing this in real time, that he is still recovering. So a timetable for his return is not fully out there yet. But I think he's taking the first step into realizing, okay, if I want to come back and I want to do this the right way, I want to try to hold as much power as I can. And to be frank, given how kind of fragile some of these divisions are right now, you can't fault Aspinall for, in my opinion, doing what he feels is best for his career. And that's kind of where I sit on it. What do you think?
I agree. I think it's a smart career move for Tom Aspinall. Simple as that.
Okay, so with that being said, you had mentioned it just a minute or so ago. Do we think, unless news breaks within the next 40 minutes to an hour, do we think this now opens the door for the potential of a Jones Pereira heavyweight title fight, or do we think it's smoke and mirrors? What do we think?
I'm at the point right now where I'm just like, who knows? Who the fuck knows? There's no title fights booked. There's nothing for the White House, nothing for May 9th. There's nothing. The farthest we have booked right now, full card, is April 11th. It is May 6th. So 40 days. I have no clue. I think we need to see what happens for 328 in the White House. I think that'll give us a lot of clarity going forward.
Okay, and then I have another question kind of semi-related to this, and we'll move on to the next topic, which is semi-related to this as well. Do we believe? Well, actually, no. Let me save that for later on, because I had a separate talking point for that. But let's move on. Let's divert just a little bit and talk about this past weekend. What did we think of the main card overall? Because I thought it was extremely entertaining.
I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. Like, I think here's my problem with this fight night, right?
Okay.
Where it was just like, as entertaining as it was, there was nothing of substance. Like, sure, main event was cool. Lone'er gets the win. Awesome. Martinez versus Vera.
Hey, you were right. I'm willing to admit that was the worst pick of the night for me. So,
not only that, it was exactly what I said. It would be a strong first 2 rounds for Martinez. He'd slow down in round 3, and it would be a nothing, and Chito would squeak out around 3. Where all it is they first of all, Chito only dropping from 9 to 10 is criminal. And I don't think it proved anything for Martinez. So I think that kind of
I don't think so either. If he had beaten Chito 2 years ago,
agreed. But this Chito,
we'd be having a different discussion. But we're talking about the Chito Vera right now. So,
and then on top of that, it's like King Green versus Zellhuber. Awesome moment. But like, am I wrong for thinking it's like, okay, this is the 3rd time Zellhuber's a minus 500 favorite, and he's lost all of them? Like, get him out of here. Shirez versus Boons, like, that was a fine fight, but means nothing. Imanol versus Borjas, that was a fine fight. Or that was a really fun one, honestly.
No, it was a fun one, and it was Imanol's introduction to the UFC. I think he looked very, very good.
I agree, but my thought kind of is that first round, Kevin Borjas could have slimed him out, and he got slipped a note, hey, if you beat Imanol, you're getting cooked. Round 2, Imanol comes out, gets the finish. It's all good. Luna looked pretty good. Gandra looked pretty good. Perez was whatever. Oh my God, this Christian Quinones versus Chris Moutinho fight made me want to bash my head into the wall.
Why?
Because Christian Quinones, it was very apparent that Christian Quinones was better. And it was very apparent that if he just committed to getting the finish, he would have finished him. But he chose to just do nothing. And fighters who do that drive me up a fucking wall. Regina Taryn versus Ernesta Kirikate, one of the best fights of the night. Great fight. Yeah. Francis Marshall looked good and Damian Penis looked good. Like, it was a fine fight night. Like, I'd give it a B-.
Okay, I'd give it a solid B just because Kavanagh beat Moreno, and to me, I thought that was pretty unexpected. I knew Kavanagh would fight him well. I didn't know he could win a decision against him in the way that he did. And to me, his leg kicks were just unbelievable. If he really wanted to, Jack, in rounds 3 and 4, he could have finished him, but he didn't. So I don't know. I thought overall, though, from a main card standpoint, it was a very entertaining main card. That's what I thought. If you wanted violent finishes this past Saturday, you got them.
I agree. I think it was a very, like, overall, like, a fun card.
I think so too. Moving on now to some more, I guess, non-preview or recap related things for a little bit here before we'll touch on that at the end of the program. Moving on now, we now know that the UFC Light Heavyweight division is moving on. We're going to get Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg for the vacant light heavyweight title in lieu of, or in place rather of Alex Pereira now moving up to heavyweight. Given that the light heavyweight division is moving on, how excited are you for Prochazka versus Ulberg? And even though we're a bit away from the fight itself, what is your early lean on the fight? And do we still think that Prochazka has what it takes to try to become a two-time champion? Or do we think this is finally Ulberg's opportunity to get it done?
I like Carlos Ulberg, and I think he can just knock out Jiri. However, if Kennedy and Chukwu is overwhelming you and knocking you out, I don't care if it was 5 years ago, Jiri Prochazka is overwhelming you and knocking you out, I'm taking Jiri. And I think Alex is vacating because he's moving up. We know he's moving up. He's beating everybody.
Yeah, I think that's very much implied that he is moving up for sure. My pick is also Prochazka, just because I don't think Carlos Ulberg has been in enough of these major spots for me to justify picking him. And I understand he has a few signature wins in his last couple, and he's beaten some relatively good names. But when you're talking about Jiri Prochazka, that's been in the light heavyweight title mix or a champion in some way, shape, or form for a long time, and arguably beat Magomed Ankalaev all the way back at UFC 282, I think he probably feels a little bit pissed off, thinking that, like, yeah, I probably should be the champion right now. Oh, but I ran into some scrutiny, and I also ran into Alex Pereira. This is my one chance to go win back the light heavyweight title before I know that my career is going to start to go in the downswing, because you can only get older. You can't get any younger. So he knows this is probably his last chance to win a title again. And I think he's going to go out and try to do everything he can to win the light heavyweight title. Whether he'll keep the light heavyweight title for an extended period, that remains to be seen. But I do think it'll be a very exciting fight. And regardless of who wins, I do think it'll be a finish. And yes, I do agree with you. I do think Jiri Prochazka is going to be walking out of the case in Miami as the new UFC light heavyweight champion.
I just think I don't think Alex is coming back down. I don't think Ankalaev beats Jiri.
I don't think so either.
So I think Jiri has a real opportunity to beat Ulberg.
Oh, wait, my bad. I was getting my fighters confused. I was thinking of Jan Blachowicz, not Jiri Prochazka, who fought Ankalaev at UFC 282. But please.
Got you. Well, speaking of Jan Blachowicz, he just got a fight book today. The rematch was Bogdan Guskov in Newark, May 9th. We also have Tofik Musayev taking on Ignacio Bahamondes in Seattle. So I think there's a long way before Jan gets back up there. And I think Jiri was in a position where he was the best of the rest, but he couldn't beat Alex. Very similar to Max Holloway.
Right.
And I think now that his Alex Volkanovski's gone, Pereira's gone, I think he has a chance to really do something great here.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of doing something great, or speaking of fights that are to be announced, that hopefully should be announced soon, according to a new interview from IFL TV, it appears that this is the week, even though we're sitting on Thursday and we still don't have anything. The White House card is supposed to be announced this week. Jack, we've been kind of talking about it every single week, thinking that like that week was going to be the week. If you were to make a bold prediction right now, unless for whatever reason news breaks and we both see it at the same time, are we getting the full card reveal this week, or are we not?
I don't know, man. Like, what do we? It's been 3 months of, we're getting the card. I'm not believing a word Baldy says until he's on his desk like I am right now. All right, we got the UFC White House announcement right here, you guys. You ready? Main event, Colby Covington versus Bo Nickel. Co-main event, Derek Lewis versus Justin Tafa. This is going to be the greatest fight card you've ever seen. It's just like, I don't know. I
have a theory. You want to hear my theory?
Give me your theory.
So in case you forgot, because I know you have a lot going on, there's 4 fights on Saturday that are going to be also simulcast on regular CBS, meaning Channel 2 in our area. So 4 fights will be on free TV. I think the UFC, just like I told you weeks ago, and you kind of went and you and it went and a little crazy because you thought they were going to continue the trend. I think they're going to wait for the CBS portion of UFC 326 to reveal the card.
I can see. I mean, it would make sense, right? Like, it would
Mhm.
make sense to do it during the pay-per-view, maybe on ABC when they're having
or
that
or
thing,
or CBS, you
or
mean?
CBS, same difference. And it's just like, I think that would be smart. Maybe like you have the first fight at the main card, and then in between the first fight and the second fight, we have the UFC White House, and everybody goes, "Ah!" And then
And
while Drew Dober,
just like I told you, it's gonna be the craziest promo you've ever seen. It's gonna be like, oh my god.
maybe they're announcing it before Drew Dober and Michael Johnson, so they avoid they take the audience's mind off the hate crime Drew Dober's about to commit.
Well said. So I don't know, but I am curious. At the end of the interview, the IFL TV interviewer asked Dana if he thinks that Connor's going to be on the card, and he grinned and he semi head nodded and he said, "We'll see." So do we legitimately think that he's talking out of his ass, or do we think that they've somehow struck a deal, a no gate deal for him to compete at the White House fight?
I think we're getting the co-main and main event, maybe.
Okay.
And then we'll get the freaking. We're live looking at his phone with the rest of the card. It's going to be. Listen, I have no expectations. I keep telling everybody and myself, this is going to be like the Sphere. We'll get an Instagram post saying it's happening. Here's the card. And the card is going to be mid. The top of the card will be good. The top 3 fights will be good. The bottom 5 to 7 will be mid. And we're going to just be rocking and rolling. The house is the spectacle, not the fights.
Yeah, that last part I agree with. So if we get breaking news at any point before the end of the stream, we will obviously pivot and react to said card, but it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting that. And unless something changes in the next 30 minutes, we will be the first to let you know, which is kind of what I was hinting at on one of my shows. That I'm like, oh, if the White House card gets announced, we should probably go live for it. So hopefully, in the next 30 minutes, maybe we get some bombshell announcement. But nonetheless, though, let's move on as we continue to wait for what feels like forever for that. We did get a reported announcement that UFC 328 is going to be taking place at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey in May. This has been like an annual spot for the UFC, this May, June slot where they go to New Jersey. They've had some pretty good fights in New Jersey the last few years. They usually pretty much bring a high-profile title fight to New Jersey almost every year. Last year it was Merab and Sean 2. What do you think for UFC 328? And what title fight am I not thinking about that would make logical sense to put on this card? Because to me, I think Peter Yan's first title defense would make a whole lot of sense.
It would be, but you're falling into casual territory right now with that one.
How so?
It's like it's the same people saying Kayla's fighting on the White House. These people just had big surgeries. They're not fighting in 2 weeks or 2 months.
Well, we're talking about a fight in May. Oh, dude, his last fight was in
That's
December.
2 months. That's 8 weeks away.
Oh, good. Okay, good point.
So it's like I don't think Peter Yan is not fighting until minimum July.
Okay.
Kayla Harrison, I don't think is fighting until minimum at best November, probably December.
Yeah, I don't think he's fighting until November either. Yeah,
So
I agree with that.
The problem right now is flyweight and light heavyweight are booked.
Okay.
Bantamweight champ's hurt.
Right.
Featherweight champ just fought. He ain't fighting soon.
No.
Lightweight, who the fuck knows?
Nobody knows.
Welterweight, who the fuck knows? Middleweight, who the fuck knows? Like, when is Hamzat fighting again?
I have no idea. Well, who knows? Maybe this is the card where he comes back.
Maybe. But that's the thing. It's like, it's going to have to be I think most likely is Alex versus Ciryl Gane. If they don't make Alex versus Jones at the White House, who knows? Yada yada. I'm sick.
Okay, wait. So if Alex versus Ciryl Gane headlines this card, meaning UFC 328, does that mean the UFC White House main event would go back to Ilya versus Gaethje?
I don't think that's ever changed. I think it's just Ilya Gaethje. I think people are talking out of their fucking ass.
Okay.
Jon Jones is coming back to fight Alex Pereira. It's like, how many fucking times? You're about to rile me up right now, because how many fucking times, how many episodes? I've been a part of the show for 8 months. Feels like every fucking episode. Is Jon Jones coming back? No, the motherfucker's gone. He's got arthritis. He's a cheat. He beat old people. Get him the fuck out of here. He's not fighting.
So then why did he come up in front of a group of people?
Because he's a fucking show pony. He's an attention whore. The second the spotlight's out of him, he's like, gotta make something happen. His arthritis news was dialing down a little bit, so he was like, okay, we need some more fight news to keep me relevant. So I can keep making me money. Like, he's a fucking, I hate him.
I know you do. I don't like him either. I don't like him either. Really,
I don't even hate him at this point. I hate talking about him. Because it's the same thing. It's like talking about the ghost of Muhammad Ali coming back and fighting Floyd Mayweather. It's like, what the fuck? He's dead. He's not coming back. It's like, if this guy has one of two things has to be true if he does come back. One, he's a total liar and he doesn't have arthritis in his hip. He was just saying that bullshitting around. Or two, he's got a bum hip and he's not coming back to fight. It's one of two.
Fair enough. So to kind of put a bow on is obviously UFC 328 is going to have a title fight. If you were to pick right now, what title fight do you think is going to headline UFC 328?
Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane.
And that's going to be the only title fight?
Probably. Maybe Mackenzie Dern co-main events.
Well, Mackenzie Dern co-main eventing makes sense considering that she last fought in October. So that's kind of a decent timeline if you think about it, right?
I would think so.
Kind of makes logical sense.
Maybe Shevchenko, like one of the women.
Oh, I could see Valentina co-main eventing New Jersey for sure.
Yeah, I think that has a women's co-main event. Then I think the White House has been, always will be, Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje.
Okay,
simple as that. I think.
What do we think International Fight Week on July 11th is going to be, though?
Well, who knows if we have a Saudi card at the end of May?
Is it still a rumor?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's rumored, confirmed, not confirmed. I don't know. If there's that card, I think it's got to be Islam or Cumshot.
Okay.
And then I would assume whoever doesn't fight on that card probably headlines International Fight Week, or with all the fucking McGregor talk again, it's like I'm a broken horse. I'm going to put a fucking gun in my mouth. These guys who haven't fought in 4 years, they're headlining these events. They're the best. These motherfuckers. Like Conor McGregor, if he ever comes back, if there is any semblance of him coming back, it is International Fight Week. That's it. If he doesn't fight International Fight Week, he's done. If he does, he's probably done after that anyway.
I think so too.
Then July, and if he doesn't fight, that's probably
that would be July. If it's International Fight Week, it would be July 11th, according to Helwani.
Then that's July. Yep. Then August has to be Cumshot,
right?
Because it's like, what, you're gonna just sit out for a year? I hate you. We knew this.
He would have sat out for a year anyway if he comes back in August, considering he fought in August.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he's got to be back by August.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it's just like, okay. Like, I think the only other fight that I can see headlining the White House if they don't do Ilya is Khamzat versus Sean. Like, I think they're
Khamzat versus Sean at the White House would be generationally hilarious.
I just think
for build up.
I just don't think that's a possibility for that reason.
I don't think so either.
So it's just like, I don't think they'll have Khamzat at the White House. There's so many little intricate things with it. It's like, Khamzat's friends with a warlord.
Right, and I was going to say, I think having Khamzat at the White House is a security risk.
It's a security risk. It's a legitimate security risk. So it's just like, so he can't do it. And having Sean at the White House is a security risk.
No, I agree with you 100%.
It's just like the whole
100%.
It's either Sean versus Hamzat or Ilya versus Justin. I think there's less than 0% chance that Jones fights. I think there's less than 0% chance that McGregor fights at the White House. So I think it's either Sean or Justin headlining the card as Americans versus their respective champions. And who knows after that? Like, heavyweight needs a title fight, so let's say that's May. Light heavyweight is April. Flyweight's April. Bantamweight's going to be July. Featherweight's probably going to be July, August, September-ish.
I'd say featherweight's probably September at this point.
Yeah, September-ish. Lightweight has to be this summer.
Oh, 100% it does.
Has to be this summer. Welterweight has to be this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Middleweight has to be this summer.
Yeah.
Light heavyweight.
So I think, I mean, to be fair though, as you're going through that, I mean, some of the bigger fights of the year are going to be coming up within the next 12 to 16 weeks. If we really think about it. So, I mean, the time for waiting is nearly over. As much as people hate it, we're closer than people may think. Speaking of being closer, we're one day closer to UFC 326. At the time that we're doing this live, we're just hours away from the final press conference leading up to it. It's for the BMF title. Max Holloway rematches Charles Oliveira. First time in over a decade. T-Mobile Arena. Well, that's Vegas on Saturday. Paramount Plus, as per usual. Do you want to pull up the card?
Pulling it up right now.
Yes, sir. Okay, first off, we don't really do this on this show, but I have to ask you thoughts on this poster. Do we like it, or do we think it's mid? What do we think?
I like this poster.
Cool.
I like this poster. I think there's a lot worse out there.
This is a poster that if it's cheap enough in a few weeks, I may consider buying a cheaper version and framing it for sure. Because
it's just like, look at, for example, I'm just pulling it up here.
Sure, yeah, sure.
I'll pull it up here. This is UFC 326 we're at right now, right?
Right, yep.
Let me pull. Will you give me the photo here? Thank you, Wikipedia. Is it that hard? Look at this. Look at that poster versus this poster.
Okay.
It's like, I think it's not even
like that. That one's ugly as shit.
Yeah, I think it's not even comparable. Like, I think this BMF one's pretty baller. Can't lie.
I mean, you look at that Volk Lopez one, and your first glance, if you're a casual / new UFC fan, you assume that fight is in Brazil based on the way the coloring looks. To
be fair, it is Australia's colors too, but it's just not creative. It's like, okay, we have the challenger standing in front of him, the head behind him. Woo! It's like I like that they at least did something.
There doesn't really seem to be an Australian background to it, you know. At least with the BMF is almost ingrained in the poster, so you know exactly what you're looking at. So
here, hold on. I'll show you one of my least favorite posters of all time. It was actually an event I went to, UFC 291.
You don't like it?
Hated it. It looks like mugshots.
Fair. Although, I don't know if the poster really matters, considering that UFC 291 was one of the better UFCs in recent memory. So
it was banging.
It sure was. All right. If you don't have tickets are still available from what I've seen, but they're probably in lesser capacity. You could probably, I would assume, given everything that's going on in sports right now, would you guess that for people in Vegas that are there and having a ticket, do you think you could find a ticket the day of this fight? Because I certainly think you could, considering how not top heavy the undercard is, right?
I'll tell you what though, I wouldn't have expected this. UFC 320, I was able to get a ticket the day of.
Okay.
For $310.
Okay.
As of right now, for UFC 326, there's plenty of tickets available, But to get in, it costs $480.
Do you think Holloway Oliveira 2 is worth the price of admission for $480?
For me, no. If you absolutely love them, maybe.
If you were physically in Vegas, would you be there? Because if I was physically in Vegas, I'd be there. I'd go to this fight for sure.
I think if I had a free ticket, I would go.
Okay.
If they gave me a free ticket in Chicago, I would go. It's a matter of if I was there and they were like, yeah, it costs $500 to go, I'd be like, I could go to like Circa and watch it.
Yeah, you could go to Circa and watch it, or you could just pull a me, which you can't pull a me, or I guess you could be me, which you can't either. If it was me, I'd have multiple options, and I could probably go as media last minute. But yeah, that certainly is.
Not everybody can be a big journo like Zain Bando.
No, I know.
I'm just a regular schmegular fella.
No, I know. No, I know. Oh, that. But I will tell you this though: if I had a choice, would I rather go to UFC 327 in Miami or 326? I'm picking 327 all day. So, just my personal opinion. I think the 327 card is very tough. I think this card is being fully sold on the main event.
I can go to 327 for $400 flat, and I would do that way before I go to this card.
Would you go to it or no? Would you go to 327?
Like, would I hypothetically? Yes.
Yeah.
But like, am I going? No.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Sometimes you have spontaneous trips, so I wasn't sure if Miami was one of them. So
I don't think there's going to be any spontaneous trips from now till probably at least June. We got moving in the horizon.
Fair enough. Are you ready to go over this card now? You want to start from the bottom?
I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right, what do we got here?
Now listen, starting off here,
Yes,
I want to set the precedent. Jack Gold MMA is 50-14 through 5 cards on the year.
Yes,
Jack Gold
are.
MMA is absolutely cooking.
You sure
This
are.
card might be the card that ruins me.
You sure are. Who do you got first in this first fight? I got Fernandez. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Luke Fernandez as well. However, this could be a blockhead main event, and Bellato is dog shit. However, he's not like hopeless on the ground.
No, he's not. But
he's got big power on the feet. Let me finish, man.
Sure. Okay.
Bellato's got good. He's not hopeless on the ground, but he's got power on the feet. And I think he could like cause this to be like kind of like a stinky decision, but I think Fernandez is just better.
Okay. More technical?
Just better all around.
Are you taking Fernandez by decision? Because I'm taking him by decision.
I think I'm going to take him by second round submission.
Okay. Any particular reason why you like him by submission as opposed to a decision?
I think his grappling, I think as this fight goes on and they both get sloppier on the feet, I think Fernandez's grappling can start taking over a little bit. Like I think it's underrated.
And are we thinking, Jack, that this first round is going to be a feeling out process, or what do we think?
I doubt it. Both of these guys like swinging and banging early.
No, I agree. You never know. Oh, it's a pressure of a UFC numbered event having to open the show. So I was just curious. So
we're both going with Luke Fernandez. Next up, we have Gaston Bolaños taking on Jung Young Lee. Who you got, Zan?
I got Lee in a bounce back. He needs to win in this fight in a major way, and I think doing it against a guy like Bolaños is a good first step. What do we think?
This is like these prelims are having me fucking. They've got my head in a freaking tangle right now.
Okay, how come?
Just because it's like Gaston Bolaños is not good.
No, he's not. He's not.
But neither is Jung Young Lee. That's the problem. But I think I'm gonna take Jung Young Lee by decision. Not confidently though.
Okay.
I just think he's gonna be able to control him against the fence. That's my thought process.
Okay. I like Lee as well. And let's see. What do I have? I got Lee finishing Bolaños in the second round by TKO.
I like it. I like
So,
it.
all right. What do we
Next
got
up,
next?
we've got Rafael Tobias taking on Dayar Nergoze. This is another one that's got me kind of in a bundle right now because like Dayar on the regional scene was awesome. And I'm taking this information from MMA Guru, so take it with a grain of salt. But supposedly, Tourette's, like, they can take steroids to ease the Tourette's.
Oh, you mean Tourette syndrome itself? Okay,
or the tics, whatever the tic is.
Yeah. Okay.
And it seems as though with him and Damir Ismagulov, is whatever his fucking name is, he's gone.
No, that's right. You got it right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
It seems when they got to the UFC, the tic amplified a ton.
Okay.
And the theory to that is that they had to get off the steroid they used to calm it down because it wouldn't pass in a UFC drug test.
Right.
Not saying they were using it for performance, but like they can't be on it if they're competing in the UFC. And I'm really confused on this one because like I don't think Rafael Tobias is good.
I don't think so either. But do you think he's at least good enough to win this weekend? Because I am, and I'm picking him.
I think if it were on the regional scene, if this were an LFA fight, I would pick Dayar Nergoze. But because it's a UFC fight, and because he's got to be off the steroids, I am going to take Rafael Tobias. Potentially, I'm going to take him by submission as well.
Okay.
And Dayar has fought some good opponents. Brenison Ribeiro is not that great.
No, he's not.
I think Uran Satabalayev is good. So I'm not gonna discredit it for that.
Are we? So do you think he's good enough to be a formidable prospect in the future, or do you think he's just decent right now, but won't be decent anymore in like a year?
If he wins this fight,
okay,
and he might have to fight either Uran or he might have to fight like he could probably beat like. Probably like what the fuck is this guy's name? Oh, Ebo Aslan. He could probably beat
Ebo Aslan. Yeah.
He
absolutely.
could probably beat Ebo. But like the problem though is like, does he beat like Billy Elikana? I would probably pick Billy Elikana. Like, I don't know.
Interesting. But you are picking Tobias.
I'm taking Rafael Tobias this weekend.
Okay. Next
up, we have Suma Darji taking on Jesus Aguilar. Now, this one. Who do you got?
I got Suma Darji in an absolute slugfest. How about you?
See, my instant reaction was like, oh, Sue's winning this fight. Uh-oh. We there? You see me? We good to go?
No, I see you.
My instant reaction was like, oh, Sue's going to win this fight. But the problem with Sue, right?
Okay.
Is he hasn't beaten anyone. Like I came into the UFC as a fan like, oh, Suma Darji's good. But like he got signed off a loss, by the way.
No, I remember that.
Gets submitted by Louis Smolka, who's not good. 3 wins in a row versus 3 not good fighters. War versus Matt Schnell subbed. Dominated by Tim Elliott. Beat by Charles Johnson. Then Kevin Borjas and Mitch Raposo are just like, meh. And like Aguilar, like, are Aguilar's opponents much better? No. But like he fought Tyra, he beat Nickel, Mendonca's pretty good, Garul's all right, Esteban's all right. I think I'm taking the underdog here in Jesus Aguilar.
Okay.
But I could easily be wrong, and I might switch my pick
on the day of the fight, which is something you like to do notoriously. But hey, it's all good.
I have like God speaks to me, and I have a revelation.
It's all good. My picks have to be locked every Friday because I don't know if you know this. Shameless plug. If you want to follow him, you can. I am a contributor to the MMAoddsbreaker.com weekly staff picks. So I have to have my
Gotta
picks
have
locked.
them, man.
I have to have my picks locked, loaded, and ready to go by 3 p.m. Eastern every Friday. So
see, I get lucky where I can do it. If we got a 4 p.m. card, my picks lock in at 3:59, baby.
no, you're lucky, man. You're lucky.
Now,
Sure.
next up, though, let me tell you, lock of the night, underdog of the night, Cody Durden is beating Naim Jargal Temen Dembarel. Put it on the board.
Okay. I disagree with you, but okay.
I think this is just going to be Cody Durden's going to have y'all must have forgot performance here. That's my thought.
Fair.
Next up, we've got Alberto Montez taking on Ricky Turcios. Montez making his long-awaited debut after an anaconda choke.
I think I'm just gonna say this now. I think if Turcios loses, they're cutting him.
Agreed, and I think he's gonna lose. I'm taking Alberto Montez.
I'm picking, and it's true. We're very much in agreement on most of these fights so far, but we might be in disagreement on this next one. We'll see.
I know. So these two right here are our big differences right now, Cody and Jesus. And I might end up switching to Sue, but other than that, we're on the same page. Don't tell me you're taking Cody Brundage as a plus 500 underdog.
I'm not.
Yeah, then we're not disagreeing. Fondy native, Dante Johnson, Fond du Lac stand up, APFC stand up, motherfucking Lockjaw's getting a first round finish.
See, I'm a little bit more conservative. I think he's going to win in the second round, but he could very easily win in the first round too. So,
see, I think he knows this is a seek and destroy performance. If he does what he does, he puts him out easy.
Okay.
Next up, a fight that again I'm very wishy-washy on.
I got the former champion getting exposed. I think he's going to lose.
Oh no! Me and you, we're both picking the Chinese guy. Fuck.
Yeah, we are.
We're choosing against the curse that we have set a precedent on. We don't road the UFC guys don't beat Americans, but fuck, is Cody that washed? Do we both think Cody's that washed? I'm
do
Long Zhao too. But I don't know. Cody could, if Cody shows up, he should beat the shit out of Long Zhao.
If he does show up, but dude, he's lost what 9 in a row now?
No, he beat Trevin Jones at one point. He beat Brian Keller. I think Long Zhao is better than that. Out of principle, I have to take
at least for the moment, he's been very irrelevant. Besides those fights you just said, he's been very irrelevant since about 2017. So
see, my biggest problem with this is like Long Zhao is not like special in any way. However, he has like good active wins, which is like he beat Quang Lee. He lost to Yu So Young, who's pretty good. Yu So Young is pretty good. Arguably beat Chang Ho Lee, beat Quang Lee, beat Shuya Kumakibo, good decision. Beat Shohei Noyce, good fight. Lost to Christian Quinones by decision on Contender. Don't love that, but it was a close fight. Like I think Kumakibo, Chang Ho Lee, and Quang Lee are all pretty good wins to have.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least performances. So yeah, I'm taking Long Zhao.
Okay.
And to open the main card, what do you got?
I got RoboCop. How about you?
I see a lot of people taking RoboCop in this fight, seeing if he can fix the wrong that happened many years ago.
Yes, sir.
I think Bruno Ferreira's knocking him out again.
Really?
I think so. If he wins the decision, if the Nuke Master himself can win a decision against the unnukable, I think that gives me hope that he can win in any way in this fight.
Okay.
How do you have RoboCop winning?
I have him winning a conservative but very close decision. Very close.
Interesting.
I think he wins by split. Actually, I think one judge scores it for Fajeda, and the other two scored for RoboCop. That's what I think.
Very interesting. We're back, baby.
What do we think of the Michael Johnson Drew Dober fight?
You know what I think, Zan?
What do we think?
The hierarchy of Drew Doberstein is back, and
Okay.
he's here to commit a hate crime, a long-awaited hate crime.
Okay.
They've been giving Drew Dober a lot of Caucasians recently.
Okay.
And we know what Drew Dober likes to do. He likes knocking out African American men.
It's
Michael
true.
Johnson
he's done it quite a bit.
If you are familiar with the online memes, Michael Johnson is the Unk of the Hood. He is King Unk of the Hood. It's him and Bobby Green. And guess what? Drew Dober's already put one to the pasture. Drew Dober's coming in and knocking out Michael Johnson right after the White House gets announced. Boy, oh boy, Drew Dober's back. On a real note, though, Michael Johnson should probably win.
I'm picking Michael Johnson to finish Drew Dober. So in all seriousness, are you picking Dober?
I'm taking Dober out of principle.
Okay.
I'm taking Drew Dober out of principle.
Okay.
Next up, we've got Rob Font versus Chihuahuas. I'm going with Chihuahuas by decision.
See, I'm going the other way, and I'm going Font by a decision. I think it'll be a fight of the night candidate, though, for sure.
Bring me my right pick, baby. I would put my life savings, which is not much, on Raul Rosas Jr. this fight. You just look at the stats, Rob, especially in the last few.
Dude, Raul Rosas Jr. has been very underwhelming against very bad competition.
Agreed. No, I agree. Listen, he hasn't fought anybody like Rob Font. But the problem with Rob Font, and this is his career, I can't even tell you the last 5 fights, he defends 1 every 5 takedowns.
I know.
23% takedown defense. And in the last 5 fights, I bet you it's even lower. And I think Raul Rosas is going to be able to take him down and hold him down because he doesn't get up either once he gets taken down. If Raul can't get him down, going to be a long night.
You think so?
I think Rob Font would absolutely jab his face off, but I think Raul gets him down. I think he gets a decision win.
Interesting. And do we think Rosas Jr. wins every round, or do we think it's really close?
I think it's 3-0, 2 judges, 29-28 another.
Okay, fair enough.
And then in the co-main event of the evening, we have Caio Borralho taking on Lone'er Kavanagh.
I'm taking the Ritter, dude.
I'm also taking the Ritter.
You are? Okay. Are you picking him by the same way I'm picking him?
I think I'm going to take him by decision.
I'm picking him by sub.
I could see it happen. My fear is like this one could go either way. I think this should be a pick'em, and that's why I'm taking Rainier.
Okay.
But it's close, man. It'll be a close fight.
Okay.
Next up, main event
of the evening, BMF title fight.
BMF, Blessed, Max Holloway taking on Bronx, Jiri, Oliveira.
Dude, the way you just did the impression was almost spot on.
I got that shit. Now here's the thing. I'm picking Max Holloway. I'm picking him by decision.
I am too.
I can easily, if Charles comes out the same way he fought Gamrot, I'm scared.
If he comes out like a bat out of hell, Holloway's in trouble immediately.
Not even bat out of hell. Bat out of hell to get him on the ground. If he goes into this fight like I'm submitting Max Holloway, I think he might. Like, I think if this fight, the problem that Charles has is he tends to let the fight come to him. If it's a striking match, he likes striking. If they shoot a takedown on him, he starts grappling. His last fight, he started grappling in the last 2, the Chandler and Gamrot fight, and Elia. He went out there, got the double unders, pulled him to the ground, got him in bad positions.
Right, exactly.
I think he can do that to Max. I think he's going to be a lot stronger than Max.
Okay.
Max's only fun fact has only had 2 submission attempts ever done against him. Both were Dustin Poirier. The first one, he got submitted by Dustin Poirier. The second one was a guillotine in July. Those are the only ones ever. So we haven't really seen him be tested that way.
No, we haven't. But would you agree, though, striking-wise, that Holloway should probably piece him on the feet, though?
100%. I think he will. But then again, I think Charles has that power. Like, if he even lands one, it could kind of like sting Max and make him go like wide-eyed, start getting a little nervous.
I think
so. I think I might put money on Charles and pick Max. So regardless of what happens, I'm a happy camper. But I think Max is going to win by decision.
Yeah, I think Max is going to win by decision as well. That would retain his UFC BMF title, and that is a wrap for UFC 326. But before we move on to the dessert that is Zuffa Boxing 04 on Sunday, just wanted to get your quick reaction because this is kind of the beginning of a new era. How excited are you for the portion of UFC 326 to be featured on CBS and for the millions of people that could just be scrolling through their televisions, coming across the UFC for the very first time? 2-hour window, end of the prelims, beginning of the main card. We haven't really dissected this as much as I would have wanted to, but how are we feeling about it? Do we think this is a good move by the UFC? Should they have done the whole main card? Like, what do we think?
For Zuffa? I mean, it's one of those where it's just like Jay's on the card. That's the big one.
No. I think you're getting confused. I'm talking about a portion of UFC 326 being on CBS.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I think that is very exciting. The last 2 prelims, first 2 main card fights, I think that could be something very good.
Yep.
Now I'm trying to get to the Zuffa page here.
I get you.
Bang.
But yeah, the next night on Paramount exclusively from the Meta Apex, it's the debut, the highly anticipated Zuffa Boxing debut, I might add, of Ciryl Gane. Are you excited?
I'm excited. Nothing that's getting the hair standing up on my neck, but I'm excited.
No, for sure, man, for sure.
You want to run through some quick picks?
Sure. So I got Ciryl Gane in the main event. How about you?
Same here.
I got Salas in the co-main. How about you?
I got Salas as well.
Who do you got in that?
I'm taking Palma.
I believe I'm also taking Palma as well, but I'm double verifying. Let's move on.
I'm taking Vlad here. Vlad Panin.
Okay, let's see here. Let's see what I got here for these. By the way, for those who don't know, it's an 8-fight card. Yeah, I got Opataya, I got Salas, I got Palma, and I actually have Panin as well.
Yeah, you got super bad Vlad Panin?
Yeah, I do.
That's what I like to hear.
I got Jordy Anderson in an upset.
I've got Joshua Juarez.
Okay, you got Ramos or Perez?
I'm taking Perez.
I'm taking Ramos.
I'm taking Brady Ochoa here.
I am as well, dude.
And then I'm going to take Emiliano Alvarado.
I'm taking Alvarado as well.
Look at that. On the same page for the most part.
Yeah, on the same page for the most part, although you've had a pretty nice hot start to Zuffa Boxing, to be honest with you. So let's see if you can keep it going.
I just had a hot start this whole year, but we're cooking on all fronts.
Yeah, we're cooking on all fronts for sure. And just a quick program, before we get out of here, we're going to be going live next week on Friday due to some scheduling conflicts. You want to kind of give a little teaser or a capsule as to that's going to be expected on episode 160 besides recapping UFC 326? Are we going to be talking about more White House speculation, or will we actually have a card by next week?
I'm hoping we have a card, but before we get to there,
sure.
PFL Chicago gets another main card fight.
What do we got?
Number 2, Rufian Stotts taking on unranked Hanat Kavilov. Let me rant about PFL real quick.
No problem. Go for it.
they rebrand.
Okay.
They put in a top 10 rankings. And then they don't use them. It's fake. The fake rankings. Number 1.
Oh shit.
Number 1, fighting in unranked. Number 2, fighting in unranked. Number 8, fighting in unranked. Number 4, fighting in unranked. What the fuck are we doing, PFL? I hate you. God, I hate this bullshit. MMA's driving me up a fucking wall, man. I hate this shit. God damn it, I hate this.
So what? Are we only going to get hundreds?
I'm not going. I'm watching Miami, UFC Miami on the comfort of my own home with PFL up on my phone. I'm not going downtown to the Wintrust for some fucking bullshit. Sergio Pettis versus Mitch McKee, Jordan Newman versus fucking Conan Silvera's son. And what? We'll probably have Biagio Ali Walsh on the card. Oh, like, we're getting fucked.
I'll be there. I'm actually going to 2 events in the same day. I'm going to the beginning of the Blackhawks game, and from there I'm going to the Blackhawks game to the PFL fight. So
I
know the rankings aren't being used. Even I know that.
It's driving me up a wall, Zain.
Trust me, I'm gonna have a lot of questions for John Martin on Saturday night.
Please grill him. Tell him, hey, my podcast partner has a bone to pick with you. Use the fucking rankings, John Martin. Fucking hell.
Okay, let me see what I can do in a little bit more professional manner. But yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
God, it's driving me up a wall. You know what I also want to talk about?
No, for sure. For sure. We have time.
It wouldn't be the MMA Outsiders if Jack wasn't getting driven up a wall.
We have time. Dude. Don't worry about it.
No, but what I want to talk about,
okay,
MMA that made me feel good, made me excited, made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up a little. Perth main event, Jack Della Maddalena versus Carlos Prochazka.
Hang on.
Walla Habibi. I needed that in my life. I don't even care who wins.
There you go. So what makes you feel good, Jack?
You know what makes me feel good?
Fuck.
Carlos Prochazka. We'll wait. We'll get it back up. I needed some MMA violence. I'm sick and tired of no title fights. I'm sick and tired of being a guy who looks forward to Saturdays every weekend and getting force-fed bullshit. I swear to God, this shit blows. At 3 a.m. on May 2nd, Australia, Perth, prime time, Jack Della Maddalena, Carlos Prochazka, middle of the night.
Jack, that's 3 a.m. prelim, 6 a.m. main card. So
doesn't matter. 3 a.m. is the start of the card. That's what we go off. 7 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever. Middle of the night, we're getting Carlos Prochazka versus Jack Della Maddalena. I can't wait. Walla Habibi, we get some good shit in Australia. That's what I needed.
Well, you're gonna definitely get some good stuff in Perth as long as the card stays together. I think you'll get good stuff.
Dude, imagine week of, oh no, Prochazka out of the fight, JDM's fighting. Who's a sucky 70er that we don't like?
Sucky 170er that we don't like.
He's fighting Kevin Holland rematch. No.
Right, I was going to say Gilbert Burns, but isn't Gilbert Burns have a fight book now?
Versus Mike Malott. They already fought? I don't know.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm excited for Carlos Prochazka versus Jack Della Maddalena. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, that should be a good one. And first time ever in UFC Australia history, it's in prime time on a Saturday night. You think all those Aussies are drunk on a Sunday morning? Oh my god. Dude, that's going to be Dude, that's going to be the craziest Australian crowd you've ever heard ever.
They're going crazy.
That's going to be
sure.
That's going to be
especially with JDM headlining. Those guys are going nuts.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then we never really spoke about this, and I don't know if I want to see you go on a rant about it, but how do we feel about Dana allegedly being the promoter for the Tyson Fury Netflix fight?
Who cares?
What do you mean, who cares? That's a big deal.
Is it?
I think it is.
it's like, what changed? What was the big deal about him doing Crawford versus Canelo?
Because it was his introduction into him getting into the boxing business.
Yeah, but how did that event affect Zuffa boxing or what we watch on a day-to-day basis? In my opinion, it didn't.
I think it did because it put it introduced people to Zuffa boxing as a new promotion, and that was their pilot episode, if you will, very similar to when the UFC was on Fox and they gave everybody the heavyweight championship fight between Kane and JDS.
I just disagree because that to me wasn't a Zuffa boxing match. That was a Riyadh season fight. So
that part is true, yes.
Even though Zuffa was a part of it, it's like, so like all that fight does for me or you is probably the 100% we're making Zuffa boxing. That was probably what that did. It was like, okay, we're confirmed, we're gonna go for it. Other than that, it's like Dana doesn't respectfully. I would love to work for the UFC. I'm talking mad shit right now, but it's like respectfully, on record in court, Dana doesn't do shit anymore. So let him do the boxing bullshit, and it's fine. It doesn't affect the UFC at all.
Do we really think though it's bullshit when they're signing names like Conor Benn and Jairo Pataya? Like I don't know if I'm ready to go that far and say that yet.
I'm not saying Zuffa boxing bullshit.
Okay.
I'm saying boxing.
Yeah, boxing as a whole has a lot of problems.
I'm not too concerned. Like, I don't care. Okay. Like, I don't care what Dana does because it doesn't affect what you and me do. Will the UFC change because he's going to do this? No, it won't. Will Zuffa boxing change because he's going to do this? Maybe he gets like one more big name. Like, maybe. But like all this is just like, oh, it's going to be another Riyadh season card on Netflix that has on one side of the ring Zuffa boxing. Like Dana is a much part of Canelo Crawford and Fury versus the Russian dude as Dude Wipes is part of the UFC.
Okay.
It's just a name on the ring.
Okay. Well, that's all we publicly know. We don't fully know what goes on behind the scenes. We maybe know a little bit, but we don't know everything that they do.
Okay. Let me ask you a couple questions here that we do know the answer to.
Okay.
Canelo versus Crawford.
Okay.
Would that fight happen with Dana or without Dana? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Would that fight have happened if Riyadh season didn't want Dana to be a part of it and said, we're making this fight? Could they have done it?
Probably.
Without Dana or with Dana, would it have been on Netflix?
Probably.
With Dana or without Dana, would it have been the exact same production as it was?
I'm not sure about that part of it.
I'm going to say probably because it's the exact same shit as I get from every other Riyadh season card.
Well, not exactly.
The only difference, the only thing that Dana did, in my opinion, was made sure it was in Vegas.
See, I don't fully agree with that because John Anik called the event.
Who gives a fuck?
Well, John.
So what? So Dana White has it in Vegas, and he's like, the one thing we got to make sure is Anik's on the mic. That's the only thing we got to do. I love John Anik. They probably had him on there because of the partnership. Does the card change at all with or without John Anik? Fuck no, it does not.
Probably not.
So it's like all of these things we're saying, the fight happens the exact same way, give or take minute details if Dana is involved or not involved. And I think that is going to be the exact same as this time around. Like, are there minor adjustments maybe because Dana's there? Sure. Like, okay, I need this guy on the commentary booth. Okay. That's the requirement. Okay. I need a Zuffa logo on the ring that's as big as Dude Wipes. Okay, we can do that, Dana. we're gonna have this card in Vegas at the Death Star or whatever it's called. Okay, Dana. It's like the little things. It's like it doesn't matter. For me, I'm happy it was in Vegas because it's in America. But it doesn't matter for the fight if it's in Vegas or it's in Saudi. It doesn't matter for the fight if John Anik's on the mic or not. It doesn't matter for the fight if Dana's involved at all. And it seems it doesn't matter if he's involved at all with the UFC. All he's doing these days is going around hanging out with fucking Steiny from the Nelk Boys and hitting Instagram lives, not even knowing the fights he's doing, reading off his phone like this.
And did you also, I'll give you credit here. Did you notice how he didn't remember that Ulberg versus Prochazka was in Miami?
That's what I'm saying. Like, literally, it's not, he doesn't know what's happening. So he has it on a note sheet on his phone, and he's literally going,
No,
all right, everybody.
Even worse, he has it on a note sheet that somebody has curated for him.
Yeah, he didn't make it. It's like, all right, everybody. Guess we made for UFC 327. Jiri versus Ulberg for the vacant title. We also have Joshua Van, it looks like, versus Tatsuro Taira. You guys can't wait for these. It's like, bro does not give a fuck.
Your impersonation is pretty dark.
I just don't care. He can do whatever he wants. He's got unlimited money and he built this shit. Good for him.
That's true.
What he does right now does not affect anything, essentially.
Right. Exactly. So to kind of close out your epic monologue, which we might continue with in this show on a weekly basis, what are your final conclusions before we put a bow on this thing and preview what's going to be next week's show, which is at a different time and a different date, but something that we're not going to permanently switch to. It's just a one-off. Anything else you want to say before we transition to the end of the show?
Hey, nothing really, but we're looking forward to next week, March 14th. Kind of a banger Apex card, like very underrated. What else? I feel like we got something next week.
We've got so we've got the Apex card next week, and the reason why we're doing Friday is because your boy has too much basketball over here to deal with. So the hours that I'm gonna be sitting right here at this very desk talking to you right now are going to be very few and far between next week. But I would rather be very few places in the world next week than at the United Center in Chicago. It's going to be a blast with the Big Ten tournament. But yeah, we do have an Apex card next week, so the UFC staying in Vegas. I just hope we have more news to talk about, man. I feel like the overall news cycle has just been very, 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 very dry, if you will, as people just lethargically wait for this White House announcement, which continues to just not even happen.
Literally, like, that's why I'm so fed up. It's just like, is it bad for me to say, like, I don't care? I don't care about the White House.
I don't really care about.
I don't care about John Jones returning. I don't care about McGregor returning. I don't care. I don't care. It's been 4 years of hearing this shit. I'll see it when it's happening. I'll believe it.
Yeah, and I especially don't care either because I won't be going to the White House card. So the only thing I have to care about is when I actually watch the card and on the day of the event. But outside of that, I really don't care about it either, to be honest with you.
It's just another card. It's another spectacle.
And there's going to be like 2 or 3 shots of Prez, and that's going to be it. And it's going to be just like, and then it's over.
Yeah, it's going to be, yeah.
I gotta say that I gotta admit the South Park and Saturday Night Live skits after this thing are gonna be comical.
They were pretty funny beforehand.
I know.
I'm having my birthday party on the South Lawn. We're having fights. The UFC is coming for my birthday party. It's like this guy.
So can I make you a deal that if you're physically in Chicago, we'll watch that White House card on that Sunday? If you're here, okay.
Deal.
Okay. Because apparently, just the teaser, we may or may not have a post fight show, so it may end up working out pretty darn perfectly. So I think that's a good place to cap it. This was episode 159 of the MMA Outsiders. For myself, Zain, Bando, and Jack Gold, and everybody else at the ETB Network, thank you so much for tuning in. Just a few quick reminders. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the ETB Network, youtube.com/ETB Network. You can listen to all the old archives wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, you can follow the show on social media at MMA Outsiders ETB, which is scrolling across the screen, as well as my Twitter and Instagram handle, Zambando99, and of course, Jack Gold. Hey, Jack, any final words before I let you go for the rest of this very gloomy Thursday in the Chicago suburbs, my friend?
I'm feeling blessed, and so is Max. Max Holloway gets the job done this weekend, and I'm going to be a happy camper come Sunday.
Yes, sir. Enjoy UFC 326 for those of you who are watching. For those sickos out there, enjoy Rising on Sunday morning. And if you're an even crazier MMA fan, enjoy Octagon. Enjoy a few random boxing shows in a few countries that I can't remember. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
The blessed is best, baby. Let's go.
Here's everyone.